Welcome to Because You Need to Know, recorded live at the Cohen Multimedia Studio at Chautauqua Institution. I am Edwin K. Morse, President and Founder of Pioneer Knowledge Services. This series is your digital resource of valuable conversations with nonprofit and knowledge management enthusiasts from across industries and from around the globe. Today in our studio we have Mrs. Ginetta Gueli. She holds a Master's of Science in Business Administration from Pisa's University and is an ISEC alumna. She has more than 10 years of experience in knowledge management and has a very extensive understanding in dealing with different cultures. In her current role as business analyst for a law firm, Ginetta is supporting the CEO in reshaping business processes and detecting shareable and valuable knowledge to increase business volumes and improve cooperation between teams. Is it easier doing knowledge management on a small island?
I think yes.
And why is that? Why? Why would that be?
I think doing KM, it's complicated all around the world. It's even more complicated in countries where there is not the culture for KM, or it is misunderstood with other things. Normally when I ask people, professionals, if they know what KM is, I normally get three answers. One is, I don't know and I'm not interested. So no more than 1 minute to spend with this type of people. The second one is hopefully a very good one is I don't know what is, but I'm interested. And so after a short conversation, they are really interested, but for a reason or another, they tend to invest in another project that KM, but there is a space, there is possibility in the future. And then there is the arrogant one. Of course, I know what KM is. It's artificial intelligence and big data. And in the past it was R&D, which means research and analysis, not linked to pharma or human resource. So I guess that doing KM all around the world, it's complicated, especially if the environment is very small, there are few companies and they are small or medium, because let's be frank, having a KM team or a KM professional, so a chief knowledge officer, a knowledge manager in an organization is expensive. KM is an expensive investment in terms of time, money, and people. Okay.
So why would anybody want it?
Because they have huge problems. From my point of view, they have huge problems in different areas. They have problems in data and information. They have problems in connecting people between a department and another, between a branch and another. And they have problems in IT. They normally buy this huge and fantastic piece of technology that was sold in a very wonderful way. And in the way that, oh yes, this will be solved, will solve any single problem. It will be able to set up your strategy from A to Z, from day 1 to day 2. Wow, fantastic. So it's very, I would say, alluring. It's a fatal attraction.
Well, who doesn't want that?
Yes, exactly.
Sure.
It's super expensive, and the score at the global level is very high. It's 5-star out 5. Everybody is willing to buy it. So people, professionals, I would say the shareholders or the stakeholders of a company are tempted to buy a piece of technology to solve a lot of problems. But I think that KM is much better than buying a piece of technology or just focusing on one of the key elements of KM. It's really complicated to explain to people that KM is a long-term investment, but the reward, the goal you will meet is a long-lasting goal. And in this area, when all the organization, no matter it is private, no matter it is public, no matter it is an NGO, no matter what the dimension, they want to see quick results. Let's be honest. KM can bring a lot of super fantastic results. If you are lucky, in 5 years. But most of them, it's 10 years because it's change management. So we are dealing with adult professionals with a lot of experience. So changing their minds, the way they approach their work, it's complicated.
Tell me more about that. You're talking about where they come from, their perspective, right? You're talking about individual perspectives. So what are you saying in that? Their perspective to the work, their perspective of what they're supposed to do?
Yes. So people tend to focus on their job and they think that knowledge is power. So they try to retain. I don't want to share the knowledge between colleagues, sometimes between departments. And so they work in silos. And that's a big problem from the company. And the company, as I say, they try to solve this issue with buying a piece of technology, but they don't think that the solution is wider and take more time. We, as knowledge passionate, as knowledge manager, maybe as a chief knowledge officer, Edwin, that we sometimes we don't have this title. We are hidden between other titles.
Yes.
We have to present the AKM project linked to a business goal, no matter if the business is boosting the sales or for record keeping or speeding up the learning curve, or maybe creating a business intelligence support model for taking better decisions. If you want a successful KM project, you have to link and present to the shareholders and stakeholders that this will solve an issue of the problem, an issue of the organization.
Sure.
And
you got to show that value, right? What's the value coming out of this?
Exactly.
Sure.
And also you have to tell them that changing their mindset, the way they see the work, the way they see the cooperation between units and departments, it's a big effort. I think it's the most complicated, to be honest. And it's very important because when you talk with them, first of all, you have to understand if in the past there was a knowledge, a KM project, and if it failed or not, and if it was successful, why they gave up. But I think the most important talks are with the people on the ground. The people on the ground, they face the harsh reality, the day-to-day problem. They are looking for someone helping them to solve their issues, and KM can be a solution. So, and in this type of journey, you need to see who are your sponsors and who are just supporting you from the day first. Or maybe you can have the idea of the people who will support you along the journey. And you will discover some interesting people that I used to call permafrost. How lovable they are. So
tell me more about that.
The permafrost are everywhere, and they are in the board of directors, can be one of the shareholders, can be on the ground. And the permafrost are the people who normally tell you, but this is on top of my daily job. I don't have time. And, or another question, which is a little bit reasonable, but it's a little bit tricky. Knowledge is power. Why should I share my knowledge with you? Do you think I want to lose my job? But the worst is we have always done like that.
Yeah.
And then when you say, but you have problems, you told me that you have problems. Of course, and I have the solution. And here you are again, buying the technology. So on. Yeah. KM is difficult. Implementing KM is very challenging. It's difficult, but I think it's the most interesting job experience, at least I've ever had.
So how does an organization face the permafrost? I understand the issue. Believe me, you always have those outliers that just either won't play or won't play nice. How would you recommend to a chief operations officer or CEO or someone that's doing the HR for an organization of how do you either get those folks to join in the new conversation or give them the option to leave, or more importantly, how do you hire the onboarding process? How do you hire those skills that help the collaborative environment?
Well, my personal experience is that when you have these talks with people across the company, you detect immediately who is enthusiastic, who is just, let's see, and we are the permafrost, okay? If the majority of them are permafrost, like the 80%, leave the project. Will be unsuccessful. Don't spend time. Run away, because this is a toxic environment. Run away, run away, far away.
Right.
I think there was a song like "Run Away, Far Away," something like this.
Right.
It started to sing. But joking aside, you have to spend time with these people, because you have to understand how dangerous they are, and they might be.
Yeah.
But then you have to focus on the people who are really committed or can be committed over time. Along the journey, you have to reward them. You have to give a prize. You don't have to create something really revolutionary. Nothing groundbreaking. Just a certificate, maybe a ticket to restaurant, a voucher to spend on e-commerce, or maybe I like the small puppet, that you put in on top of your desk, selling "You are the champion," something like this, something that they can show that they are proud of. No,
just the recognition, right? Just that the organization recognizes.
Yes, and they can show everybody, because each of us have a little bit of ego, and they are proud of, and I can assure you, based on my experience, then the permafrost will approach you and they will tell you, are you going to give other prizes? Are you going to create other champions, role models? And in case, what key performance indicators you will take into consideration? So when this happens, I would suggest to go directly to the board of directors and say, we have a winner. We have the first result, because you have to.
You want to make it a big deal, right? You want to make it a big deal. Yeah,
yes,
sure.
Open a bottle of champagne or Prosecco. I'm Italian, so I prefer Prosecco to champagne. But choose whatever you want. It's time to celebrate because this change management.
Yeah.
And so someone just changes mind. At the same time, you have to be very careful in not forgetting the champions, the role models.
So, do you see organizational learning being the same thing?
Step by step, slowly, but yes, I would say yes.
Yeah. I mean, the end result is to have that pliable organization that is able to adapt and change and learn to innovate and to propagate whatever their mission is to keep moving forward. And exactly. I love your idea of the permafrost, because the permafrost is something that is immobile. It is not, it is stuck. It is frozen, right? And down meters. And so it is, I just love that whole concept.
And then maybe there is the inside global warming, and then the permafrost will disappear. In this way, it is positive. In other ways, it's very, very negative.
Right.
But again, also during the journey, another way to change the mind of the people, having more supporter, is doing the babysitter. What I call babysitting meetings. It's very funny, because when you assign tasks to people to contribute to your KM initiatives, they have deadlines. Even the most committed, sometimes they face difficulties. They have to be 100% sure that if they pick up the phone and say, Ginetta, I need some help from you because I didn't understand. I'm lost in the space. You have to be there. Of course, I'm here. Problem. Some in a while you have to sit in the same desk if the office is very big. Sometimes you have to sit in the same area, or just to show up a little bit, just asking. Because in our everyday life, sometimes you have in front of you like a wall. If you are alone, it's very complicated to overcome, unless this is a duty you have to do. But for knowledge management task, it's an on-top task. So if you are together with this person, overcoming the wall, showing how to do together, maybe always doing an Excel, maybe the output should be in an Excel, in PowerPoint, in Word, choose the format you want. If you are there just working like co-workers, we overcome, and I use we on purpose, the wall. Right. Then we keep going together. If the next step, there is another wall, that person will remember the lesson. She or he either call you and you have to be present, or maybe no. If many walls are overcome from the person, from the knowledge worker more frequently, a long time is passed. Many years have been passed. Again, change management. So the organization is learning to stand alone and to be innovative and changing when it's necessary. So this is how I see.
You're talking about an ability of just being able to be KM confident. You're building confidence. Your example is just, I'll hold your hand for this time. We'll go through it together till you get to your point where you can, it's like learning to drive. Whenever you're driving a car, you're scared to death. You're like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. And then 10 years later, you're like, you don't even think about it.
Yes, maybe you are just a F1 pilot, Formula One pilot. I don't know. I think KM professional, a knowledge manager is a so complicated job, and it's also, you are not only a manager or someone who try to manage the knowledge in an organization. You are also a babysitter. You are also a teacher. Right. You are also experienced you are a tech savvy. You like data because with data you can prove results. You can prove results. You like process and procedures. You like interaction with people. It's all about this. That's why it's challenging, but also amazing. At least this is my idea.
Yeah, I'm with it. The only thing that I think you probably would say that you didn't is you have to be a cheerleader. You have to be somebody that's with saying, "Yeah, come on, yeah, exactly, right."
And that's when I got some results, interim results, because I truly believe that after 1 year you need more oxygen, and only the shareholders and the stakeholders, the board of directors, can give you the oxygen. Can be money, can be time, can be people, whatever. And so anytime it's possible, you have to celebrate. And when I say that you conquered the permafrost and you go into board of directors, yes, you have to take your pom-pom and say, let's celebrate. Yeah. Like this. Yes, we are all this.
Well, in order to wrap us up today, can you provide a definition of what you call knowledge management?
Oh yeah, this is a very good question. I think one of the challenge we have as KM communities is that we don't have a clear definition of KM. Probably this is one of the main concerns and the main difficulties we face when we have to explain KM to non-KM passionate or to any professional. I tend to agree with the NASA definition. Just for the record, NASA thinks that knowledge management is getting the right information to the right people at the right time so that they can share knowledge and that across the firm so that NASA will improve their performance and so their partners. I think this definition means see KM like a reactive practice, getting the right information to the right people at the right time. So only when it is required? No. From a point of view, KM should be more proactive than reactive. So anticipating the potential issues, anticipating the potential problems, catching the trends before they become global trends. Let's say that my personal definition of knowledge management is that KM is the perfect practice to solve company issues. Yes, organization issues. Yes, then there are many ways.
Right.
But anytime you have to leverage all the key elements of KM, which are, again, people, data and information, process and procedures, and IT. At the same time, the efforts must be on parallel. So maybe you are more focused on data in a specific phase than people, but there shouldn't be such different difference between each single pillar, let's say in this way, because otherwise you are something else. Maybe you are a chief information officer, maybe you are a salespeople, maybe you are HR. KM is all about this. So this is my personal definition of KM.
Well, thank you very much for sharing your expertise and being with us here on the show.
Thank you very much to you, Edwin. Anytime, I'm here to support KM efforts all around the globe.
Recorded live at the Cohen Multimedia Studio at Chautauqua Institution, Because You Need to Know is designed to bring people's experience and their knowledge forward to be shared. I'm Edwin K. Morris, and I thank you for joining in to listen to another conversation brought to you as a public service of Pioneer Knowledge Services, a nonprofit tax-exempt organization with a charitable knowledge management purpose. Find us online at pioneer-ks.org and add your voice to the conversation on Facebook.